Hi, my name is Arun Chaudhary. I work at TLG. Today I'll be talking about the share screen and annotation feature in Zoom. A normal meeting is great, but sometimes more is needed to get a point across or ensure everybody's on the same page. And the share screen and annotation feature do exactly that. The share screen feature allows for users to share their screen with others in a meeting, while the annotation feature allows those in the meeting to make changes to the screen they are sharing to enhance the overall experience. So to start sharing my screen, I will bring up the Zoom toolbar seen at the bottom, and I would click the Share Screen button right in the middle. Once I click onto it, it will then show me all my open windows that I have available to share, and if I want to share one, I would click onto it and then press Share. I want to share the literacy group homepage, so I would click onto it and press Share. Now I am sharing the homepage to everybody in the meeting, and I can tell by at the top it says you are share screening. So as you can notice, there are quite a few familiar buttons seen with the Zoom toolbar now being at the top. As you can see, we have the mute, the stop video button, the chat, the participants, and if I were to click more, I have more options here. You can also notice there are a few new ones, such as new share, which when I click onto it, it then gives me an option to share a different screen. I also have the pause share button, which when I click it, my screen share is now paused, and I can click on the different pages, and others within the meeting will not see that. And you can tell by it saying your screen sharing is paused. If I want to resume, I would click this button right here, and I am now screen sharing. Now to access the annotate feature, you will click this pen right here that says annotate, and now this menu will appear. You might have noticed that this menu is very similar to the whiteboard feature, and that's because it is. It's just like the whiteboard feature, except you are now doing it to the screen you are sharing. To start, we have the mouse button, which is just a regular cursor, just lets you not interfere with anything else you're doing, just maneuver the page regularly. Next, we have the select feature, which lets me select certain things I've done on the page, or drag and select a bunch of them. Next, we have the text feature, which, as it says, lets me bring up a text box, which I can type into. As you can see, I've typed hello, and if we were to go to the previous feature, the select feature, and click onto it, I can then move this box around. Next, we have the draw feature, which lets me draw different lines, different shapes, and such, right? Arrows, lines, shapes, different things like that. Next, we have the stamp feature, which has a choice of different stamps, such as the heart, the star, the check mark, the question mark, X, and the arrow. All different things used to emphasize certain things on the page. Next, we have the spotlight feature. It's important to note that the spotlight feature is only available to hosts of a meeting and is not accessible to regular participants of a meeting or even co-hosts. There are 3 different features in the spotlight option, starting with the highlighting pen, which shows a little red dot that highlights certain things on the page as I hover my mouse over it to show others in the meeting importance or emphasize something else. Next, we have the arrow, which shows an arrow with my name on it, and it could point to different things. And next, we have the vanishing pen, which, as it says in the name, is just like the regular pen, except it eventually vanishes. Next, we have the eraser, which allows me to erase different things I've done on the page. And next we have the format button, which allows me to change the properties of different things on the page. Let's say I want to change the text color from blue to black. I can highlight it and change the color as so, right? I can also change it from being bold to not being bold, and I can also change the font size. You can do that for different text and drawings you've done. You can't do it for stamps. Next, we have the undo and redo button, which, as it says, if I were to press undo, it will then undo a change. So let's say I were to draw a line on the page and I want to get rid of it. I would press undo and it would take it away. Let's say I want to bring that back. I could press redo and it will bring it right back. Next, we have the clear option, which has multiple options within it, but what it does is it clears everything on the page. So if I want to clear all my personal drawings, I could press clear my drawings. If I want to clear all the drawings, I'll press clear all drawings. If I want to clear certain viewers' drawings, other people in the meeting, I would click onto that. So if I press clear all drawings, everything is now cleared off the page and fresh to work with again. Finally, we have the save feature, which allows me to save whatever I've done as a PNG or PDF file in case I wanted to. It's important to note that this annotation feature is not permanently changing things on the screen. If I were to draw something and scroll the page, you will notice that it moves around. The annotation feature is just used to highlight or emphasize or allow users to work together on a page and doesn't change anything in total, and it moves as the page moves. If I were to change to a different page, you will notice that the change done follows over. If I want to leave the annotation feature, I would click this X right over here and will then close the page, close the option. But the features still stay here unless cleared otherwise. If I want to go back, I could go back there and clear anything I've done. Now, if I would like to leave the share screen, I would then press the stop share button seen at the top of the screen in red, and once clicked, it will then bring me back to the regular Zoom menu. That concludes this video tutorial on screen shares and annotation feature of Zoom. Hopefully it made the process a bit more simple, and it shows what can and cannot be done in the share screen and annotation feature of Zoom.